Good morning, everyone. It is October 10th. We just got in, and here we go. The start of Unit 2 of Level 5. Last week absolutely flew by. 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 Our mentor session was amazing. Starting to learn songwriting was super exciting. I'm assuming there's more songwriting classes coming, but I actually don't know. I check literally with you when I'm filming Sunday Fun Day. That being said, you know what? We're working on a ton of music right now, and I'm just absolutely loving the direction that we're going. The music that I'm making just feels so pure and just me. It just feels like it's coming from this full circle place. You know, before I got into producing, I was a DJ, and I DJ'd a lot of top 40 stuff, you know, and then I kind of found trance and I really went down that rabbit hole. And then being at Icon, being encouraged to explore and not put myself in one genre or one niche, it feels like it's unlocked some hidden potential that I really would have never thought I had, continuing just making trance. And honestly, a huge example of this is Tony Romera's new album. If you haven't heard this on Monster Cat, you gotta go check it out. The vibe is the same. You can tell he has a certain style, but he's been able to blend that style with other genres. A multi-genre album, and I absolutely love it. I think fans in electronic music are opening up to the idea of artists being multi-genre. As an artist, you want to make what resonates with you, and then you hope that, you know, by pulling that kind of inspiration, you then resonate with people. I don't know. Those are my thoughts this morning. I think it's really cool, the direction that electronic music is going. I think live performance is going to become more and more popular. I think we're almost going to go back towards like half band, half producer, DJ style thing. But anyways, we got to get the vlog posted. We got a lot to edit, and today's going to be a chiller day. Let's get to work. Here we go. Let's get into it. Welcome back to Sunday Fun Day. We are moving into Unit 2 of Level 5. Week 2, Unit 2, Quarter 5, Semester 5. Let's freaking go. All right, Unit 2, Music Licensing and PROs, Identifying the Key, Chord Progressions. Starting off with music business, music licensing and PROs. In this lesson, we'll look at how music licensing works, an important revenue stream for producers to understand. We'll also look at performance rights, organizations, or PROs, and why you should join one. Pushing forward, we have some ear training classes. Identifying the key. In this lesson, you'll learn to hear and identify these melodic intervals: the tonic or root, the dominant and subdominant, the mediant and submediant, the supertonic and subtonic, finding the root. Pushing on, back into songwriting classes. Classic and contemporary chord progressions. In this lesson, we'll start looking at chord progressions in popular songs, why certain chord progressions are favored, some of the most commonly used chord progressions, how to analyze chord progressions, the emotional impact created by a chord progression. And as per usual, we end the unit off with a keys playing assignment. Okay, short and sweet Sunday Fun Day, just the way I like it. I don't want to put these songwriting classes on a pedestal and end up disappointed, but I got a real good feeling about them. Learning things from a songwriting perspective and understanding the finer details of how song structure works and why songs are catchy. Like, that is such an invaluable skill. If you've ever heard the term earworm, those are those pop songs that just get stuck in everyone's head. And in all honesty, I don't think you can intentionally create that. You can't really like make that happen. Just in the way that popular song structure sits with people, then you've got a formula for success. It's just really interesting to kind of filter all of these teachings and then go about making my own music. Anyways, really looking forward to this week. Performance rights organizations as well. Sounds like they're suggesting and going to assist us with getting signed up ourselves, so that's always a bonus. But anyways, that is it for Sunday Fun Day today. It's chilly this morning. Although I did just finish a cold brew Starbucks too. It's Monday. It's actually Canadian Thanksgiving. Don't really celebrate Thanksgiving. But nonetheless, we're in the studio and we are getting started on Unit 2 of Level 5, launching into music business, PROs, performance rights, something, organizations. I'm feeling pretty tired today, actually. I find it so weird that everything here is closed, but in America it's open and I go to an American school. Do I still work? I guess. So yeah, we'll see how much of Unit 2 we'll be able to get done today. I like to try and finish as much as possible on Monday, Tuesday, and then get to the assignments for the rest of the week. And this week is going to be very busy because we have a lot to do before our mentor session on Thursday afternoon. Anyways, gonna keep this short and sweet. It's Monday. I'm tired. Let's go. Good afternoon on this Monday and welcome back to Mental Health Monday. We're kind of sticking to some inspirational topics this next little while. A lot of it's stemming from my first mentor session and just being in the second to last quarter at Icon. You know, I'm getting asked questions from other producers. People are hitting me up and I'm finding my confidence level is at a place where I've never seen it. I'm honestly understanding music production on a level that I never really thought possible. That being said, I had a little conversation with somebody today, and this is a person who produces very casually, and they hadn't really made music in a while, but they had dug up an old track that they were kind of feeling insecure about showing me. You know, they were sitting there judging themselves, they were kind of already talking down on themselves before I had even heard the track. Anyways, the story continues. They start to show me the track. I click on it, I start listening to it, and they basically continue putting themselves down. And I know that there is this culture within music production that basically has people hating their own music. And I strongly think like there's a difference between the stuff that you started at the beginning and the stuff that you're doing now, because much like anything that you practice, there's a natural progression and you get better and better. And so rather than regretting that past, regretting those tracks, you know, turn that attitude into gratitude. I know that's a cheesy little saying, but like, if not for you starting when you did, working on all those tracks and then getting to where you are now, if not for that history and that experience, that invaluable experience, you wouldn't be where you are today. I don't think an athlete who, you know, played tennis her entire life is looking back to when she was 9 years old and started and was like, wow, I was so bad back then. No, they're looking back and they're going, we worked so hard to get to where we are today. So we should be celebrating ourselves, because otherwise, and I'm sure if you're a producer and you've been around long enough, in this industry, people get so jaded and they get so down on themselves because they're not progressing, they're not where they want to be, that they eventually quit. And the only people who don't make it in this industry are people who quit. There's so many different paths to success, and I just want to encourage you that if you're of the mindset where you think your music is trash, you're putting yourself down all the time in the eyes of other people, it's time to stop. The longevity of that kind of mentality, it's going to really destroy your mental health over time. You know, I think that that's also in the arts a reason why we have so many people struggling with their mental health, struggling with sleep, struggling with addiction. To me, it's the same thing as somebody hating their 9-to-5 job. Low key, it's probably a self-esteem thing. There's probably some underlying issues that have you talking down about yourself like that. Maybe that's worth investigating. So anyways, you get the picture. If you struggle with this, feel free to reach out to me on Instagram. Feel free to comment below. I think the more we have these kinds of conversations, the better. All right, that is it for Mental Health Monday today. Good morning, everyone. It is Tuesday, October 12th. We're in the studio. We got Ableton open right away, and we're getting into an older project of ours. I think this one's about 3 months old or something like that. I was looking through a bunch of my works in progress that I had uploaded to SoundCloud, and this one is an absolute banger. It's been about a year since I officially released a track, and I think it's about time to get back to it. So that's some really exciting news going on. Tuesdays, for the most part, are my pretty chill day. Every 2 weeks we have therapy, but other than that, it's kind of the only day that I don't have to film a vlog segment or post or edit. Yesterday, we managed to get through all the classes relatively easily. The only thing I didn't really get to was what looked to be a pretty big assignment for our songwriting classes. That's what I said last week. We didn't have an assignment, it was kind of the introduction, and now this week we look to have something that might take a little while. But yeah, anyways, using our morning to work on music. I hope you're having a good week so far. Let's get back to it. Good morning. It is Wednesday, October 13th. It's around noon. I'll be honest with you. We weren't feeling too hot this morning, just from a fatigued, just feeling drained. Yesterday, there was a planned power outage at my building, and then, of course, instead of, 6, 7, 8 o'clock, my fire alarm goes off at 12:31 and is just malfunctioning. It wasn't even chirping, it was fully going off, but only doing 3 beeps or whatever. So needless to say, we got an extra little coffee going on from Hey Happy, and we're in the studio watching our streamer friend Vander, and you know what? We're having a chill day. We got a bunch of homework to do, some from our mentor, one from our songwriting class, but you know what? Whatever. That's life. Things happen. As per usual, we have our Wednesday vlog segment where we go over pretty much everything that we're learning in detail. I came up with this vlog segment because I wanted to provide more in-depth detail as to exactly what I'm doing at Icon, and I feel like this vlog segment has done that. We got a little lunch back there too, sandwich. It's right there. It's almost done. We're gonna eat that, we're gonna chill out for a little bit, and then we're gonna get to our homework. Welcome back to the Wednesday midweek check-in. How we feeling this week? Personally, today, I'm feeling drained, I'm feeling tired, but that's okay. We actually did surprisingly do quite a bit of work today for our mentor session tomorrow afternoon. That being said, let's give a detailed breakdown about Unit 2. Music business was all about performance rights organizations, PROs. And basically what these organizations do is they collect performance royalties. If your song is playing in a club, in a bar, at a festival, etc., you are entitled to some kind of financial compensation. If you get your track signed by a bigger artist, bigger label, and somebody's on tour and they're playing that track out regularly, I can 100% guarantee you that you are due performance royalties. Just another side of the music industry that isn't really common knowledge. Similarly to publishing and publishing companies. I think it's super important to know this stuff because this is legitimate money owed to you as a professional recording artist. Next up, some ear training classes, and this was all about finding the key of any song. Basically, they led us through some exercises. The easiest way to do this is to listen for the initial bass note that plays. I mean, hot tip. If the song's already released, you can go on Beatport and get the key. But really what it comes down to is training your ear. Ear training is an invaluable exercise for a music producer. As I said before, those producers that can pinpoint certain problem frequencies or key clashing or note clashing, I was flabbergasted by these artists, 2-3 years ago. But now, with this training, I'm actually giving that feedback myself now, which is really cool. So I went through the ear training lessons, and then they had a review set. So playing a whole bunch of different songs, and then utilizing the piano, utilizing your ears, trying to basically match up what key you think that song is in. It's actually quite challenging. Right now I'm at about a 50% correct rate, but I'm slowly getting better at it. And last up, songwriting, my new favorite class this level. We talked about popular chord progressions and why they're popular. The 6-4-1-5 chord progression, the 1-6-3-7 chord progression. I mean, if you don't know what I'm talking about, Google it and then play it on the piano. It'll blow your mind. You'll have heard a million pop songs with those chord progressions. The cool part about the way that they're breaking this down is we're learning from a fundamental point of view what makes certain songs more catchy than others, more memorable than others. And obviously that's going to enable us to make better creative decisions. Sure, we don't want to just copy those super popular chord progressions that we've heard in thousands of songs. If we can build our core knowledge from the ground up, understanding what makes that work, then once we start to get really experimental and kind of find our own path with it, we're going to be that much better. I find that when I was on YouTube University, it was kind of the opposite. I was trying to learn how to be unique from the get-go, whereas I needed to understand the basics first. All we have left is an assignment for songwriting, which is basically to take a track that we like, put it in Ableton, and then we need to basically transcribe the chord progression ourselves. So some pretty basic stuff, but this is what they do. They kind of build us up to the grand finale at the end of this level. It's all about building that strong foundation first. All right, that is it for the Wednesday midweek check-in today.